Big weekend over in League One, up ahead as high-flying Birmingham take on Hollywood FC. That's Wrexham. Who's going to come out on top with a title crunch clash? Will it be Birmingham? Will it be Wrexham? We'll take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again in another prediction video today. It's all about the table crunch clash. It is Wrexham, it is Birmingham coming at you over in Wales. We'll get to that and much more in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want to stop shop for League One, Blackpool Rovers, World Football. We're going to all here under one rooski. That's right, there is still a humongous agenda this weekend. Lots of games, lots of drama, but a lot of focus will be on that top of the table crunch clash. Can Wrexham get back into the automatic discussion? Will Birmingham break away from the top? From the chasing bloody pack? We'll take a look at that and much more in a second. If you knew where you've been, hit the old subscribe. And of course, big shout out to the members, big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. But what we're going to do now, though, is revisit the last round of games and then kick on forward to this weekend's Bobby Dazzlers. Alrighty then, folks. Big dramas coming at you this coming week. We'll get to that in a minute. But this is the drama this past weekend, including a momentous result for Shrewsbury Town. 2-1 winners over Hollywood FC, over at Shrewsbury. Gareth Ainsworth's boys, 2-1 win. I went with the 2-0 win the other way. Blackpool, a 2-2 thriller. Huddersfield, I went with the draw myself. Peterborough could only draw with Leyton Orient. I went with the 2-1 win there. As if you had very bad picks me for this weekend, or this past week. Northampton Town did lose to Lincoln. They're back to winning ways. Birmingham with a 1-0 win over Exeter. I went with a 3-1 win. Bolton with a 2-2 draw against Cambridge. 2-0 winners in my eyes. Bristol Rovers did beat Barnsley, 3-1 win. I went the other way. Gary Bowyer's boys could only draw with Crawley, 1-1 on that one. Meanwhile, Mansfield Town did lose to Wycombe. I went with a draw. Stockport County coming out top against Reading at the Matchday. Rotherham with a 4-2 big win over Charlton. They clicked right into gear now, have Rotherham. And 2-1 winners Wigan over Stevenage. Wow. Now the table looks like this, guys. As you see, it is Birmingham right now. They are just 2 points clear over Wycombe, but they have played 2 games more. And the gap, though, that we're really talking about is first and third. Currently, that is 5 points. It could be as short as 2, depending on what goes on this coming match week. Going down, though, it's Burton, it's Cambridge, it's Shrewsbury, and it's Crawley. But a very big, important win it was for Shrewsbury this past weekend. Peterborough, though, are in this relegation discussion. We are not done just yet. The rest of the playoffs, though, is still hot to bloody chop points for Bolton and Leyton Orient, Mansfield, big movers, Lincoln as well. Rotherham cannot be ruled out at this moment in time. Let's take a look at the link for the prediction league. Keep on going. Keep your thing. I do apologise for any lateness in getting those out there. I am on the road. I am here in the middle of nowhere. So I do apologise for getting shit out there a little bit later than typical. But anyway, these are the next round of games. And wow, what games do we have on our agenda? We got that one kicking us all off on its own. That's on Thursday. We'll get to that in a second. Of course, there are 3 other games coming at you this week, which already, they were postponed or what have you. Bolton gets Charlton. I'm just going to give it to you right here. It's straight. That'll be a draw. 1-1 in the end. Peterborough gets Exeter. Must win. Peterborough. I'm going to give a 2-1 win for the hosts on that one. And Wigan against Burton. I'd love to see a Burton win there, but I think Wigan win this one. 1-0 winners in that one. So a couple of home wins and a draw in that first one. But what we're really talking about is this one. It is Wrexham. It is Birmingham. All eyes on this. On Thursday, strangely enough, the 23rd of Jan, that's right, coming over in Wales. Phil Parkinson's Wrexham, they are third and 0, 51 points for the campaign. 2 defeats of the last 3. Up against Birmingham, who are unbeaten in the last, at least the last 14. They've won 4 in the spin, top of the table, 56 points for the campaign. Wrexham, though, on the flip side, have not lost any of the last 22 home matches coming at you. Now, these 2 sides have played twice since 2006, 2 wins out of 2 for Birmingham, including the reverse fixture at St Andrews earlier in the campaign. 3-1 win it was way back in September. Wrexham, though, 2-1 loss to Shrewsbury. Not the best preparation for this game. Up against Birmingham, though, 1-0 winners over Exeter. That is correct. The odds right here, right now, we got 23-10 is your Wrexham, 23-20 is your Birmingham. They are favoured here. 12-5 is the draw. Is this where Birmingham break apart and go for broke and really, really run away with the league? Not necessarily. I'm going to go with a surprise 3-1 win, maybe a bit of a touche moment there for Wrexham. Give themselves a big win. I'm not saying Birmingham are not going to win the league. I'm hoping they don't, but I do think this will make it a little bit more spicy for the rest well, at least the foreseeable future. So big win for Wrexham, gets them right back in the thick of things, dents Birmingham's hopes. It is a tough, intimidating place to go, is Wrexham and the racecourse ground. But anyway, let's move on forward to Cambridge, up against Mansfield. That's coming at you on Saturday, January the 25th. Be with you, that's right. Coming at you, Cambridge under Gary Monk, 8% form for them right now, coming into on the back of a draw, but they're rock solidly losing shit right now. 23rd in the table, 18 points for the campaign. Just haven't won the last 8. They have a losing streak of 3 matches at home. Up against it, they're taking on Mansfield Town, who lost back-to-back. They are still in that playoff discussion, 10th for the table, 37 points for the season. And they played Cambridge 31 times since 2003. 8 wins Cambridge, 12 wins Mansfield, 11 draws between the two sides. The last time I played at Cambridge, it was a 1-0 win for Mansfield. Last back in December 2020. That was in League 2. Cambridge on the back of that 2-2 draw at Bolton. Mansfield did lose to Wycombe lastminute.com. 27-10 is your Cambridge, even Stevenage your Mansfield. 2/5 is the draw. This could go either way, but I think I'm leaning towards a Mansfield victory here. 2-0 winners. I just think Cambridge are, they're fighting, but they just run out of steam. Well, they didn't even get that much steam going, but it's just been a tough old slog. Meanwhile, pretty spicy game themselves. Huddersfield Town against Bolton. Huddersfield Town still in the thick of things, trying to break into that top 2, but it looks like a bridge too far. Bolton just trying to get themselves back into the playoff discussion now. They have played 20 times since 1996. 7 wins for Huddersfield, 10 wins Bolton. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. Huddersfield, of course, 4th in the table, 48 points for the season, unbeaten now in I don't even know how many. They haven't lost in the last 7. They haven't lost any of the last 11 home. Up against Bolton, they've lost 2 times in the last 6, and they are 9th with 38 points. The last time they played each other in the league at this very venue, it was a 4-1 win for Huddersfield back in September 2015. It's been that long. They also played each other twice this campaign, once in the league over at Bolton. It was a 4-0 win for Huddersfield. They also played in the EFL Trophy. Bolton coming out on top of the 3-1 win in that match. Huddersfield could only draw with Blackpool 2-2 in the end. Bolton the same scoreline against Cambridge over at Bolton. The odds for this one, we're looking at Huddersfield 20-19 on for the victory, 11-4 is your away win, 12-5 is the draw. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Huddersfield. They do look good. They will not lose this game. But there might be a draw, but I'm going to back them to win the whole points. Meanwhile, Barnsley, they're up against Stevenage, of course, coming at Oakwell. Barnsley under Darryl Clark now coming into on the back of a defeat. 67% form for them right now. They are 5th, 42 points for the season. They are still in those playoffs. Up against Stevenage, who, of course, lost this past weekend. 3 defeats or 3 matches without a win for them. Just 1 to win in the last 5. 15th for the table, 31 points for the season. They played Barnsley 3 times in 2023. 1 win for Barnsley, 2 for Stevenage. No draws between the two sides. So the last time played at Oakwell, it was a 2-1 win for Barnsley back in December 2023. Barnsley picking up a 3-1 loss to Bristol Rovers most recently. Stevenage losing to Wigan 2-1 this past weekend as well. So both sides coming into on the back of defeats. But the odds here, 6-5 is your Barnsley, 23-10 is your Stevenage. The draw is at 12-5. It's going to be a Barnsley victory though at home for me. 2-0 winners. They're going to get the points in the end. Meanwhile, Burton Albion against Rotherham, who are slowly but surely get themselves into this playoff discussion. Still got a bit of work to do, but Burton, they look like they're going down, even under Gary Bowyer. They made it hard for themselves. They're getting some points here, but realistically, they need a win. They haven't won the last 9 games. They're 24th, rock bottom, 15 points of the campaign. 3 draws at the last 4, up against Rotherham, who are unbeaten now in the last 6 games. 13 for the table, winning 4 of the last 5. 34 points for the campaign. 16 times they're played since 2009. 5 wins Burton, 7 wins Rotherham. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Burton. Of course, Rotherham and Burton drawing at the New York Stadium back in September. So looking at that, Rotherham on the back of that 4-2 win over Charlton. Burton with a 1-1 draw against Crawley. The odds for this, Burton 13-5 for the victory, 21-20 is your Rotherham. The draw is at 12-5. It's going to be a win for Rotherham, 2-1 win. And sorry, GB, you're going to get another L on this one. Meanwhile, Charlton up against Shrewsbury, coming out of the Valley. Nathan Jones' boys taking a backward step there. In fact, now 3 games without a win. They're on 58% form, 12 for the table, 34 points for the season. Up against Shrewsbury under Gareth Ainsworth, just 1 defeat in the last 6. 20 for the table, 22 points, 22nd in the table, 20 points for the season. And they played each other 18 times since 2010. 8 wins Charlton, 6 wins Shrewsbury, 4 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at the Valley, it was a 1-1 draw. They also played each other at Shrewsbury in September, 1-0 winners it was for Charlton back in the day. Charlton, though, losing to Rotherham most recently. Shrewsbury with that crucial win against Wrexham. Who'd have thunk it? 7-4 on your Charlton, though. 5-1 your Shrewsbury. 11-4 your draw. Shrewsbury win this. They're going to be right back in the thick of things for survival, but they ain't. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win. Charlton taking the points and keeping their dream alive. Exeter City, they're up against Blackpool, coming at you over at the South Coast. What do they call it? They call it St James's Park. That's right. Exeter under Gary Caldwell. 42% form for them right now. Just one win in the last 5. 60 for the table. 31 points for the season. Up against Blackpool. 5 draws of the last 6. Stevie Bruce's boys. Hard to defeat, but hard to get over the line to get the W. 14 for the table. 31 points for the season. 7 times they have played since 2016. Nothing for Exeter. 5 draws for 5 wins. Sorry, for Blackpool. There's been 2 draws between the two sides. The last time I played at Exeter, it was a 0-0 back in August 2023. The draws are there, so it's for you to take a pick. Exeter losing to Birmingham most recently. Blackpool just draw games, the last 4 of them. Will this be a 5th on the spin? 13-8 is your Exeter. 13-8 is your Blackpool. 9-4 is the draw. Last time I played it was a draw. Blackpool just love draws. The bookies just call it a draw. What have I gone? I've gone with the draw. That's right, 1-1 in the end. Oh, yes. Leyton Orient with Dylan Markande up against Reading, coming at you at Brisbane Road. Leyton Orient, of course, a couple of points dropped this last game, but they are 92% form for them, unbeaten now in at least their last 12 matches. 8 for the table, 38 points for the season, up against Reading, who haven't won the last 3. 7 for the table, 41 points for the season as well. So bit of a outside looking in, big opportunity for either of these two sides to get into that top 6. Played each other 3 times in 2023, 2 wins Leyton Orient, nothing for Reading, 1 draw between the two sides. The last time we played at Brisbane Road, it was a 2-1 win for Leyton Orient back in October 2023. The Orient, though, picking up a 0-0 draw against Peterborough. Reading with a 3-1 loss to Stockport County. The odds right here, right now, at Brisbane Road. 2013 on is your Orient. 16-5 is your Reading. 11-4 is the draw. I'm going with a Reading loss. Orient winning again, as they do. 1-0 winners. And maybe, just maybe, the dream is still on. Lincoln up against Peterborough, whose dream is not on right now. Michael Scabula's Lincoln, 25% form for them right now. Just 1 win in the last 6. That 1 win was their last match. Of course, 11 for the table, 35 points for the season. Up against Peterborough, 19 for the table. Back-to-back games now without a defeat. 33% form for them right now. 26 points for the campaign. 16 times they have played since 2005. 4 wins we have for Lincoln. 6 wins for Peterborough. 6 draws between the two sides. The last 2 between these two sides, all square. Speaking of all square, Peterborough coming into on the back of that 0-0 against Leyton Orient. Lincoln, though, massive win against Northampton Town in the last match. 11-10 on is your Lincoln, 3-1 is your Peterborough, 12-5 is the draw. At some point in the season, it's got to click for Peterborough. I'm thinking they'll win midweek, and I think they might get a win here as well to make it back-to-back wins, get a couple points on there, a couple 6-pointers on there. Up the table they go. Maybe, just maybe, their season can be saved. Stockport County against Crawley. Coming at you over at Edgeley Park. Stockport under David Challoner. 1 win in the last 6. 6th in the table. Still in the playoffs. 41 points for the season. Up against Crawley. Winless in at least the last 6 games. 21st in the table. Just 1 points for the season. Played each other 5 times in 2022. 1 win apiece and 3 draws between the two sides. And speaking of draws, the last 3 between these two sides have ended up all square. Crawley picking up a draw against Burton most recently. Stockport, though, getting the all-important win against Reading last time around. The odds for this one, Stockport 2-1 on for the victory, 5-1 is your Crawley, 10-3 the draw. The lot of draws knocking around, not this one though. Stockport County 3-1 winners in their own backyard. Wigan up against Bristol Rovers, coming at you. Also could be a turning point for them in the season. Of course, back-to-back wins for them, playing in midweek. I expect a win in midweek. I also expect possibly a win here, but we'll talk about that now. Of course, Wigan against Bristol Rovers at the DW, 58% form for them right now, 17th for the table, 30 points for the season. Up against Bristol Rovers under Igno Calderon, 2 wins of the last 3, 18th for the table, 28 points for the season. Played each other 7 times since 2017, 4 wins Wigan, 1 win for Bristol Rovers, 2 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Wigan. They also played each other this campaign at the Memorial Stadium, Memorial Field, whatever you want to call it. 4-0 winners it was for Wigan. So back-to-back wins, back-to-back clean sheets up against it, and of course coming into on the back of successive wins. That's Wigan, 2-0 winners over Mansfield, 2-1 winners over Stevenage. Bristol Rovers, though, did also pick up a win against Barnsley. The odds here, 10-7 on is your Wigan, 4-1 is your away win, 13-5 the draw. Going with a draw? What am I thinking? Missed opportunity there, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see if they do get the win. Then maybe, just maybe, if you're a betting man, I'll back Wigan at the moment. They think to. I think they've got a bit of between the turf. And then wrap it up. We go to Adams Park, of course. Wycombe on the lookout for a new coach, but coming into this on the back of successive wins, 58% form for them. Second in the table, Sam Grace is the coach at the moment. Northampton Town under Kevin Nolan, just 1 win still at the last 6 matches. Played each other 26 times in 2003, 11 wins for Wycombe, 7 wins for Northampton, 8 draws between the two sides. Of course, Northampton Town struggling, 20th in the table, 26 points for the season. Last time that these two sides played at this very venue, it was a 2-0 win for Wycombe, who've won 6 on the bounce against Northampton Town. They're coming into this on the back of that 2-1 win over Mansfield. Northampton Town, they're losing to Lincoln. They've only scored 1 goal in the last 3 games, have Northampton Town. That's a big problem. 5-2 on is your Wycombe, 7-2 the draw, 30-2 is your away win. Backing Wycombe, no matter who the coach is, they should get over the line and take a big stab at the top 2 as well. That's it. That's what I've got for this one. Make sure you get your own in as well. We're looking forward to seeing what you've got in the old prediction league, and we'll be back very, very soon for more action and, of course, bring you back up to all that drama as well. Until then, subscribe, smash the like. Until then, we're done.